Welcome back, gamers, to a special episode of the Slow Run Cast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, the man who has the platinum on Ghost of Yotei, and is here to tell you all about it, Durwin Luc, or as I prefer to call him, the Durwinator.
Just me? How about you?
I am 2 trophies away from the platinum. I wanted to finish it all last night, but I ran credits at like 2 a.m. last night, and I was pretty burnt out. So
yeah, you're the real samurai, though. You did not touch the difficulty meter.
I played the entire game on lethal difficulty.
Crazy.
And I dropped it once.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about that.
It was when I fought the snake at the very beginning of the game.
Crazy.
So
no, I definitely did, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
We'll get to that. This is going to be our Ghost of Yotei kind of special spoiler cast and review. We're going to get into everything Ghost of Yotei, so there's going to be lots of spoilers. If you have not played the game, I would put a pause on this, go finish the game, or just, don't listen to this podcast at all. If you, if you're still playing Ghost of Tsushima, we're probably going to get into spoilers for Ghost of Tsushima as well, naturally. So maybe avoid this as well. Although I doubt you would have played Yotei first and not Tsushima. I mean, there's probably some people like that who maybe have played Yotei, and so avoid that as well. But we are both done. You got the plat. I'm really close to the plat. Durwin, take it away, man. I'm gonna let you kind of dump all your thoughts onto me, and then I'll
man.
I'll bounce from
I just have a lot of questions for you. I think mainly.
Okay, 'cause we haven't talked about this at all. Off
We haven't really mentioned anything other than what you have heard on the episode. So I think the main thing is the story, right? We kind of covered gameplay. We covered some of that. We'll touch on it again. But story, what did you think of the story? Was it better than the first one?
So, okay, the story is, I think, arguably the weakest part of this game. That does not mean the story, I think, is necessarily bad. And I wouldn't call it just serviceable. I think it's a little bit above that. But if on the caliber of Sony first-party action adventure narrative games, this is not Last of Us. This is not God of War. This is, I don't know, you've played Horizon. I don't know if you think this is probably not Horizon either, maybe. I don't think this is even like Uncharted. I think Uncharted is superior to that as well. Maybe it's like Spider-Man level, I would say.
You put it at Spider-Man level?
Yeah, I don't think Spider-Man has...
So I had the same thought, basically kind of finishing the game. I thought it was like, oh, that was a pretty good story. It wasn't like the best story. But then I kind of sat back and I was like, they did do a lot of work to try and get this ending to be as complete and satisfying as possible. And I really enjoyed it. At the very end of the day, I think it is definitely one of the more solid stories out there. Is it better than the first one? No, but it is very close for me.
Yeah, so the first one's 5 years ago for me now at this point.
Okay,
so it's very hard for me to compare the story to the first one. The first one, the idea of a Mongol invasion onto the small island that's the frontier of this larger nation, and these samurai die in battle, and the samurai is fallen, and he has his code, and he's trying to save his uncle and save his people, but at the same time is going against his code and stuff like that. I know it was a little bit cliche the way Lord Shimura was like pissed off at Jin Sakai. And also,
where is your honor?
I played mostly with honor that game. I didn't like the way where it didn't really reward me, like it still considered me the ghost by the end of the game. And Jin Sakai wasn't the strongest character, I think. I think that does top the Ghost of Yotei story a little bit more. Even though I'm a sucker for revenge plots, like I felt like up until the very end there was like no character development for Atsu. I don't.
Oh, really? I thought it was the opposite. I felt I was more in tune with the character of Atsu than I was with Jin.
Yeah, no, I wasn't in tune. I don't think I was in tune with either of them, to be honest with you. I think in Ghost of Tsushima, the characters that surround Jin Sakai are much more interesting than Jin Sakai.
Oh, for sure.
I just think the way he's written, his personality, like Yuna, Sensei Ishikawa, Lady Masako, Lord Shimura himself, even the freaking Mongol captain. Like, I felt like
you felt a little bit more interested in that. I felt like I was very interested in Natsu because I feel like I understood her in terms of her vengeance. Like, these were the people that have hurt her. You know clear and well like how it's affected her in her life, right?
Yeah,
so whenever
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so whenever she got a bit of revenge, I was like, oh yes, screw this guy so hard.
The only person who I was like, screw this guy so hard was the Oni for some reason. Because he was just the sad, mopey little like.
He was basically Saito's like little bee. Yeah. So I guess a quick recap: 6 people killed your family. You are on a revenge plot. That's the whole thing for Ghost of Yotei, right?
I don't think that's particularly that interesting of a story that hasn't been done before. The only reason I thought it was interesting was the Kill Bill kind of Quentin Tarantino vibe of it all. There is a little bit of that in that game and a little bit of like a spaghetti western, which made it exciting. So it made it fun, even though I'm like not that tuned into like Atsu's like revenge plot sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do feel like one of the weakest part, I have no issue with the revenge story and how cliche it is. I found the weakest parts of the game was actually the masters that gave you the other melee weapons. I feel like it was very like, oh, complete this task and then now you'll get this weapon almost.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you about. Comparing Tsushima and comparing the side characters in that game and some of the side characters that taught you how to use a bow and that kind of stuff like that, comparing to the side characters in Yotei, I believe the side characters in Tsushima are superior to the ones in Yotei. I feel like the ones in Yotei are like non-existent. The most interesting is the kid that goes around freaking scavenging dead bodies, to be honest with you. Like everybody else, the archer, the bower lady, the armory guy, the bounty guy, and then
wasn't as strong.
The people who teach you like this stuff, like the guy with the Yari, who I thought was interesting, but by the time I like saw him last, it was already like 40 hours ago because I did Ishikari Coast in the beginning. Like they don't stick with you. The guy with the Kusurigami, I was just like whatever. Kusurigama, I was like oh whatever. The Odachi guy was kind of like also whatever. And then Hanbei, the guy who teaches you the dual swords, like doesn't exist after he teaches you in the beginning of the game. And then Atsu, for some reason, decides at the very end of the game to go visit him to find out information on where the spider was. It was kind of like...
Yeah, and when she knew all along where he was, like if you thought about it
she
deep
just
enough.
Went there to pick his brain, and he's like, I don't know, what do you think? And she's like, oh yeah, that's right, I heard this thing.
Yeah,
that was really weird.
The weakest part of the story by far.
Going back to Hanbei, who you saw like only in the beginning of the game.
They were almost NPC-like. Like all the teachers, right? They were almost like NPCs. Like there was nothing interesting about them, other than like their one thing that they had against the Yotei 6, essentially, right? Yeah. Hanbei was the guy took his arm. Saito took his arm or something like that. The Odachi guy, he shot one of the brothers, right, or something like that.
Yeah, with Odachi, because they shot his whole army with guns.
Yeah, and then he played dead, and then he before the guy could shoot him in the head or something like that, he got him and then ran away as fast as he could.
They were weird.
Yeah, and then
not the strongest.
The sickle and chain guy, his son, his grandson he joined the Nine Tails and he was getting revenge. And then
when I did that mission, I thought maybe his grandson was gonna be the Kitsune.
Yeah, I totally thought that too. And
It's
then
just some random freaking dude.
just some random
Just
guy.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then the duel was so weak with him, anyways. And then the two sword guy. Oh no, that's Hanbei already.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was
That
the
was
last
it.
one?
The Yari guy. The Yari guy was an Ishikari Plain, who they just burned down his dojo or whatever.
Yeah, or something like that, right? Like the very like forgettable. Versus like Lady Masako, we find out that like her whole family was killed, and
Remember the Lady Masako duel when you actually duel?
when you duel her, oh god,
Oh
yeah, she was
dude,
scary.
That was like intense. And then, yeah, dude, all those other characters, they have like, way more.
And
interesting
Sensei
plots.
Ishikara chasing down that bay. I forget her name.
Yeah.
And then who else was there? The monk. Yeah.
The monk too. Yeah.
Yeah, the monk, Yuna. How could we forget Kenji? How many times is he going to put you in a sake barrel?
Oh yeah. That guy's stupid missions. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing such a good cause. And then you find out that he's a scumbag, but you'll still save him.
I guess we're ignoring the two main side characters in this game.
Yes.
The actual Kitsune and Atsu's brother.
Yes.
Jubei, who we find out in Ishikari Plain is alive and didn't die on the night of the burning tree.
Yes. Were you surprised by that at all?
I think I was, and then when they started talking, I was like, oh, this is her brother. She just doesn't realize it yet.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised by that. That was like one of the first twists. Did you get taken by the second twist that was Oyuki being the Kitsune?
Yeah, I didn't see Yuki being the Kitsune.
Yeah,
Until
I didn't.
You start dueling the guy. When you start dueling the guy, and then he's like, you know, anybody could wear a mask or something like that. He's like, you have no idea who you're fighting. When you're dealing with the Kitsune the first time.
Yeah,
she comes to save you.
I kind of more realized it when he said like, "Oh, who are you?" Like all the other Yotei 6 remember this key moment in their lives.
They kind of remembered her. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
the
"No,
Oni.
yeah."
So the Oni remembered her basically right away after she picked up the
sword
the scabbard. Yeah. Whatever the sheath for her sword.
Yeah.
Saito remembers her immediately, basically when you show up at the recruitment camp. The snake remembers her right off the bat too, right? If I remember properly.
She shows the sword. She shows the guard for the sword, which has her father, her clan's like emblem.
For
So
the
it's
snake,
not like they remembered her right away. They had to put 2 and 2 together, right?
yeah,
Like the snake when she pointed her sword at him. If you look at the guard for the sword, it had her.
It had
clan or
the
her
clan
father's
crest,
thing. But
yeah.
once she killed the snake, then they knew someone was after them. And then when she went to the Oni and got the piece, then the Oni's like, "Oh, that's who you are." And then when you go after Saito the first time, he's like, "Oh, that's who you are." But the Kitsune is like, "Bro, who the fuck?"
yeah. Who are you?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do to you? Did you think her redemption arc was good enough?
The Kitsune's?
Yeah, Kitsune's.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, it looked like she felt like she was trying to use Atsu because she never brought that up, and she just was like trying to get at the Kitsune. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna maybe channel her hatred towards this Kitsune and never tell her who I actually am, just because she wants to take out Lord Saito as well." But like, what's the word I'm trying to find? Like, once it was up, and then like Atsu was gonna die, then she had to like reveal herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think one of the most memorable things about this game is actually her willingness to forgive the Kitsune as well as the spider. I don't think we reached the ending satisfyingly for Ghost of Yotei without those two initial like forgivings.
Yeah, I was debating, like, as the game was going on, I was gonna say, oh, either this is just gonna be like case closed, like she's literally just gonna go after all of these people and kill them all, and there's going to be some type of plot twist in the end where maybe she loses some of her loved ones and then regrets the whole revenge plot. Like, what's the point? Or, you know, she was going to be all alone at the end and it wasn't going to matter. Or there was going to be, like, she was going to somehow, like... The thing is, the story is still very vanilla. This is not a Last of Us Part 2 level writing. Whatever you think about The Last of Us Part 2 and its plot, like, The Last of Us Part 2 being a revenge story, easy to compare, Sony first-party revenge story, like, that one, the revenge you're much more invested in. Like, I feel like they never get you that invested in the revenge. Right? They just show the scene where her parents are dying, and I'm just kind of like, okay, her parents died. I don't really know these characters. I'm not that attached to them yet. It's a terrible thing. I'm more attached to Atsu. It's a terrible thing her parents died. But, like, what you've showed me so far from flashback memories is not enough for me to connect to these people. And then you never really find out, like, I was hoping we'd find out why Saito killed them, and you only find out... I remember I found out from reading one of Saito's missives at a camp.
Yeah, you have to read them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To,
but
like,
basically... I guess we should cover that real quick. Basically, he failed at having a clan in the southern island, the main island, right? And then he was exiled to the north, and he just wanted to basically become the shogun of the north. Yeah, and basically he had
a clan, or he had a clan.
He had a clan, I think.
They lost it about they lost in a battle or something.
Yeah, and then basically her parents betrayed him and did not offer him any assistance. And that's why they came back for revenge. They were part of that clan. It seemed like... Yeah, they were part of that clan, but I think when they went to him for assistance, they never helped him. And Saito's daughter died because of that.
Yeah. Which, okay.
So it's revenge on revenge on revenge.
But, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, that's one thing, but then Joel... You know, spoilers for The Last of Us Part 1 and 2. Joel shooting the doctor, which you think is inconsequential, which turns out to be Abby's father, who comes hunting him down in Jackson, and then they kill him in the most brutal way, and you, the player, don't know why they killed him yet, but you're so angry because of the way he was killed, you're actually invested in the revenge plot. I remember playing Last of Us Part 2, dude, freaking grabbing, like, these axes, smashing people's heads in, like, let's freaking go. Like, I didn't care. I was invested in that revenge. I was, like, ready to take these people out, right? And then finally you find out the plot, like, why it all happened and why Abby's after him, and then you're supposed to be a little bit torn. That part didn't work so much on me. I was still invested in the revenge. But then the way the end happens, like, that's way deeper writing than, oh... Yeah, like, guess what? They killed her parents. Well, she wants revenge. Like, it just feels very vanilla. Like, it feels... the problem isn't it's a revenge plot and that's been overdone. It's just vanilla writing. Like, I just think Sucker Punch, like, they're not that good at it as, like, Sony Santa Monica when it comes to a God of War. Or, like, a Last of Us when it comes to Naughty Dog. Unfortunately, they just do not have that ability. So they could make... a good story, but it's that, like, next tier below. It's like that superhero level writing. It's like Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2 or Miles Morales. That's how I feel it is. Mm. It's nothing crazy. And the redeeming factor for me is the Quentin Tarantino-esque sort of Kill Bill, sort of spaghetti western, Red Dead Redemption 2, like some of those silly vibes, over the top exaggerated vibes associated with the game. That led it to that. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not invested in Atsu's parents that much. I'm not invested in her before she's already on her revenge plot. But I'm down for it. Like, I don't care that much that she was bereaved when she was a child. But I'm like, these guys kind of look like really shitty guys. And she's a woman and she's against all odds and she's a badass and she's going after these people. Like, I'm down. It's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, go kill the Oni. I don't care. And then the Kitsune, you know, like, it's not like I was like, kill... Lady Oyuko?
Oyuki? Oyuki.
I think she freaking earned the forgiveness.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. And then I'm like, yeah, kill the other Kitsune. Like, who cares, right? And then the spider and the dragon, I was just like, you know, like, it was like that moment where I was like, okay, I saw the writing. I'm like, you're going to choose to fight the dragon and then either your brother's gonna die or Yuki's gonna die, or they're gonna be taken prisoner, or then you're gonna regret fighting the dragon. Like, okay, I didn't know what they were gonna do, if they were also gonna get the satisfaction of the kill of the spider, or if she's actually gonna grow. But I guess she actually decided to grow.
Yeah.
It was whatever. I don't think it's the craziest plot.
Yeah, I still think that it's a step above Spider-Man, because I did really enjoy the whole, like, you know, at the very end of the day, like her decision on revenge and stuff like that. I did feel like those two events, the forgiveness of the Kitsune and the forgiveness of the spider, really brings together the ending where she does eventually forego revenge in some sort of way.
But they still give you the satisfaction of
Yeah,
it.
you still it is a cop out.
Like, you don't just let the spider go away. You still get to fight him and beat him and then let him go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like they take that fight away from you. And then Lord Saito, you don't just get to like burn your sash and walk away. No, you still fight Lord Saito and get to kill him and get the satisfaction of killing him. So it's like, it's not that.
Yeah, it is a little bit
fun.
unfair because of that.
It's fun, but it's not that, you know. And then the Kitsune, you still get a fight against the other Kitsune, like whatever, right? Who cares, right?
Yeah. I do think that they wrote Saito as a pretty good antagonist, because you do still feel that he's basically hesitant to like outright kill you. Like, he knows that he wronged you in some sort of way. So like at the very end, he like will never draw the sword until he thinks like you're basically ready and you've beat like his first stage.
I also thought that was kind of weird that Saito's gonna leave his castle behind and let his soldiers burn the thing down with trebuchets while they're trying to kill you, just so he could go to the freaking tree and fight you. And then
but that's because he also wants revenge for. I mean, he possibly also wants revenge for you killing his sons, right?
That too. I guess when it gets to his sons,
like at the end of the day, yeah, he like says he doesn't care for them and they effed up. But as a parent, would you ever say like, "Oh, you killed my son, I'm gonna let you go"?
Well,
you killed him in cold.
He told the spider don't come back, and then like news spread that the spider's dead. So then he's like, "Oh, you killed my son!" Like,
yeah.
And then
well, no, he killed that. He knew that you killed the dragon, right? And that's more of his beloved son. I'm sure he did in his heart care for the spider. He just was disappointed with the failures.
They still never gave us enough from him to sympathize with him or humanize with him. I know he lost his wife and he has his daughter, but it's still like not enough to, you know. Like, compared to the Ghost of Tsushima characters, I just don't think it was like, you know.
Yeah. So, big spoiler, Junbei does die in this game.
Yeah.
Not after, of course, we are introduced to his daughter.
Yeah, that was another thing in the story, because, like, I felt like, I mean, okay, I don't know how you played, but I went region by region, clearing everything out in that region before doing the main mission in that region and progressing.
Yep, I did the same.
Yeah. So I did Yotei Grasslands, Ishikari Plain, and then
not
Teshio
the ridge.
Range?
Yeah, not Teshio Range. It's something something range or something like that. Yotei map. Let me just pull up the map real quick. I don't remember.
There's two. One of them, Tokachi Range. Yeah, Tokachi Range. That's the word, Tokachi.
Oh, Tokachi Range. Okay.
Yeah, Tokachi Range. And then Nyaro Wilds, which is where the Ainu are. And then I did Teshio Ridge.
Yep.
And then I did
Oshima Coaster one.
Yeah, but if you follow that, like, this is the problem. My problem was like the pacing of the main story. If you do that, you go like the beginning main story, the Oni, nothing for like 3 areas until you fight the Kitsune, and then after you take out the Kitsune, if you do what I'm doing, it's boom, 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 boom right away, and the whole game, like, half of the game happens in the last like 5 hours.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I was 70 hours into the game, and I had only killed the Oni and the snake from the beginning of the game. And then as soon as I beat the Kitsune, it was like, okay, the dragon next, the spider next.
Yeah.
Saito next, and then you just find out Jubei has a daughter, and then you meet up Jubei, and you're not with Jubei the whole game. You're only with him in Ishikari playing.
Yeah.
And then
I found that to be really weird because he doesn't show up other than at all basically until you actually reach the Kitsune, right?
Yeah, it was like so disconnected. Yeah, after you finish the Kitsune, you go back to your house.
Yeah, and then you meet him there.
And they never even like rectify his like anger at the Kitsune. Like
he just kind of forgives her.
But then he just kind of like gets over it like so fast. He got over like way faster than Atsu, even though he like saw nothing.
But you do have to remember he was basically ready to move on, right? He had a family, he had someone to live for. So I did really enjoy the addition of his daughter because it really gives Atsu a reason to live, a reason to continue living.
Yeah, but did it? It didn't right away. It only did after she realized she effed up by not helping them and going after the dragon.
I mean, it gets pushed on her, right? Because Junbei dies, and then he now has to take care of her.
Was that guy's death really necessary? I had to like rewatch a video of someone doing that final boss fight, and they kind of make it necessary because once he switches to sword and he disarms you, the guy is actually going to kill you. So if Jubei didn't come in,
you would be dead.
You would be dead, right? But I was like, dude, why did you come back? Like, this is not necessary for you to come back and die. Just take your daughter and F off, right? Like, there's no reason for you to come back. It's already her revenge plot. She's already the crazy one. But, yeah, she was actually going to die. That's the way they had it. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm kind of done talking about the story. Like, it is what it is. I don't think it was the strongest part of the game. I think it was serviceable and a little bit more than serviceable, and I did enjoy Oye, but yeah, whatever.
All right. Well,
I mean, I liked the Legends, the Tales more than the.
Oh, did you? Okay. One more thing before we step away from the story aspect of this.
We can keep talking about story if you want to, but I
just have one more thing. I just want one more thing. So the Legends. Now that you're talking about Legends, there's one that stands out like crazy, and that is Jin Sakai's final resting place. So what did you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I thought that up to the lead up of Ghost of Yotei before it announced, there was talks about a Ghost of Tsushima sequel. I thought there were rumors that Jin Sakai was going to like go to the mainland, or he was going to go. There was like, I think at the end of the game, there was some illusions that he was going to go to China, if I'm not mistaken. There was something to do with him chasing the Mongol horde that way or something like that. Or that they were threatening South China and he was going to, I don't know, or something like that, or he was going to go to Korea. I can't remember where I heard this. It's been years, but I always thought that like there was going to be a Ghost of Tsushima sequel and it was going to be Jin Sakai, but he was going to be in another location. Like it follows his story, like he wasn't like done yet, right? That was the version of the story where you don't kill your uncle. You don't kill Lord Shimura. I think it was like, well, I need to get off the island sort of thing because they're chasing me. In this, they basically made it sound like that's it. He just took a boat to Ezo and died there. And
no, I don't think so. If you like explore some of the stuff, he was preparing for something. We don't know what he was preparing for, but it seemed like he was preparing for something. But like there was like bombs and arrows and stuff like that.
Nothing else. Like, don't get me wrong. I sound like a Debbie Downer, but still cool that you get to see him. I don't think it answers all the questions of what happens from at the ends of Tsushima to he lives in a hut on Izo Island, isolated, and he's got all his stuff there. But I'm glad we finally got Jin Sakai. All right.
Yeah.
When you go and actually read that haiku.
Yes.
And then that music for the haiku plays.
Yeah.
Like in the back.
Yeah. And then you see like the Twin Peaks. You do see his father's helmet.
Yeah.
You pick that up. Yep. And then you end up getting the Stormblade.
And his mask as well.
Yep, and his mask.
Website. And that duel was pretty hard too.
Yeah, that duel was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was using like the move set for Jin Sakai as well. I don't know if you noticed that, but I read that on Reddit. I didn't really notice it. I'm glad that the unlock was the combo that you can do with the left and right button from the first game.
Oh, I didn't realize how broken that.
Yeah, that
combo
game
is.
mechanic
Disarm
was
combo.
crazy.
Disarm combo was crazy.
Yeah,
Did you see? I noticed there was another reference to Jin Sakai before that. It was up in Teshio Ridge. There was one mission when you're going towards the Kitsune. There's like a document that you read that says the first
about the
shinobi
first
was-
shinobi. Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that one as well. Yeah. Do you think there's going to be more? Because it seemed like
Content?
for Jin Sakai. Do you think anything's going to be for Jin Sakai after this? Like,
No, I think they ended him. I think it's done.
yeah, his
I don't
final
think there's
resting
gonna be
place is
another.
Izo. We're not going to revisit his story anymore.
I don't think we're visiting Jin Sakai's story. I didn't think so after they announced Yotei, but after this, they kind of tied a ribbon on it. I think maybe they were thinking about revisiting him, but and I think they'll probably do one more of these games, and it'll be a ghost of something else.
Yeah,
Some
I
other
also
location in
agree.
Japan.
Do you think that there's any DLC like that you'd like to see for this game, other than stories or legends or whatever?
I don't know, man. It seems like they tied it up pretty clean. I don't know how they're going to throw in some DLC. It'll have
Right.
to be like a lateral DLC. It has to be something that happens during the events of everything else,
Okay.
sort of thing.
Yeah, I also agree. It seems like this whole story is like more or less wrapped up. I don't think there would be anything that follows this story. What did you think about the idea of how the game continues? So basically, she finishes telling the story to what's Junbei's daughter's name?
Kiku.
Kiku.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, but tell me more." And then she's like, "Okay, well, I'll go into the finer details." And basically, just like puts you back before
throws you back into the world
throws you back.
before-
Yeah.
to like go clean up things.
Yeah. Do you think that was like a decent spot and how they did that?
Yeah, usually sometimes what they'll do is if the ending has like a finality where it wouldn't make any sense to go back into the world because, I don't know, the main character dies or something of the sort, they usually will just put you back into before the moment you fought the first final boss.
Yeah.
And you could just go around and do more stuff.
Yeah, I thought this
Or
was
some
better than
games-
that for sure.
Yeah, or some games. Yeah, that's better than that, but it's really the same thing. They just
Yeah.
worded it differently. Or there's
I
some
mean-
games where actually there is stuff that happens after you beat the game, right?
Yeah, that's true. Like small little things. I thought the like another thing that I guess the internet was saying is that they wish that they were like it would still that story would have basically all happened, and then basically Kiku just stays at like the house, and then you're just still cleaning up the rest of the leftover Saito army, basically. I was like, oh, that also kind of works. I mean, regardless, it's like a small detail.
But that doesn't make any sense. Like she's already
Hung up
of
the
revenge.
yeah,
She's
hung
already
up the sword.
Onryo, so she's already let go of revenge, and she has a thing to live for now. She's not gonna just go hop on a horse to go clean up the rest of the Saito army. She's not doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
She already after she kills the dragon, they already make it clear that she's only interested in her family now, and that's it. Like her going after the spider or Saito are no longer revenge plots. Like those are just the way they have it in the story. Is those are just an ends to saving her family, let alone
Yes.
going up and cleaning Saito camps. That makes no sense.
Yeah,
not gonna
that's
just
for the
leave Kiko.
Matsume samurai to deal with. Yeah.
She's not gonna just leave Kiku and freaking. Oh, I'm gonna go clean up some. Which
Yeah.
could potentially die.
Here, you can babysit yourself, right?
Yeah. No, that's whoever put that on Reddit. That's a dumb take. Yeah, I don't know.
Should we
What
move
do you
on
wanna
to the
talk about? What about like? Here's the thing. I feel like I've been a Debbie Downer about the story, and I think it's its weakest spot. But everything else about the game, I loved.
Yeah.
I
I
love
think
the
we should go
exploration.
straight to gameplay. Gameplay, exploration, any of those details.
Derwin. Okay, here I have some ideas. Okay, let's talk about weapons. What is your favorite weapon, or rank them in order?
Mine's the super fictitious dual katana, as in number one. Then regular katana. I really liked the spear, and then it has to be the Kurosama or whatever.
Kusirigama.
Yeah, Kusurigama. And then
Odachi.
in terms of if you're talking about main melee weapons,
Odachi, maybe.
and then Odachi last. I just think the Odachi is too slow. And the parry mechanic, although cool, it still takes too long to actually initiate
It does. You
the
have to
attack.
So
Yeah.
did you weapon match, or did you just play with what you wanted to?
Oh no, I weapon matched all the time.
Yeah. If sickle character, you go Yari. If you have a character with a shield, you go Kusurigama. You have a character with... I would usually match Odachi with Odachi, or if it was a big guy, Odachi. Katana on Katana, dual Katana on Yari.
Yeah. Dual katana I used more so with like mismatches sometimes, just depending on like how convenient it is to keep switching. I found that once like the enemies were armored though, it was very hard if you did not weapon match.
Yeah, at the higher level, they were harder to stagger. I loved the Katana, of course. I was still like pro Katana all the way.
Is that your
And
number
I felt
one?
like the game forced you to do that because that's what most of the people were running with, really. So it kind of felt weird to force myself to use anything else. A pleasant surprise for me, and actually by the end of the game, I regret not going up to Teshio Ridge first before I went to Ishikari Plain, was the Kusurigama. And everything else I found at Ishikari Plain, or Teshio Ridge, I'll get more into that. But the Kusurigama, oh my god, dude. That is a game changer weapon. It is a game changer weapon. I can't believe I just... Even when I did Teshio Ridge, I left it for last. I was like going around finding like wolves' dens and like fox hunting. I'm like, oh, dude, when I unlocked it, I'm like, dude, I had done already half the 9-tail camps without it.
Oh, that's rough. They all have shields.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
I found...
dumb.
I really quick right away, I like basically found that you need to get the melee weapon in that area like first.
Right away.
Yeah. So
For some reason in Teshio Ridge, it was so far up north, I just never went that way. I did that in every other area, but Teshio Ridge was like, oh, I don't want to go all the way up there to get the Kusurigama.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the other thing, too, it's literally, it changes assassinations. It's not just a melee weapon.
yes, okay, that's true. That is for the stealth takedowns, it's the biggest game changer.
Oh, 100%.
Completely.
Yeah. So that was my number 2 for sure. I would say my number 3 was the dual katana. I definitely turned around on that after.
Yeah. I think
then
once
I'd
you
say Yari
unlock
Adachi.
the special square and triangle
Circle
combo,
triangle.
circle triangle combo, it changes the dual katana completely.
Which you get from your first duel with the unrivaled duelist up on the
Yes.
beach before you fight him on Mount Yotei, which is the trophy I have yet to unlock.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say I was in that order. And in hindsight, after the game was over, like all other weapons aside, I wish I went up the Teshio Ridge way first before I went Ishikari Plain. Because I unlocked, like, dude, by the end of the game, in the beginning of the game, I was playing mostly like a melee kind of build. By the end of the game, dude, the tools that you unlock for assassinations, I became insane in a camp. Like the Kusurigama, the smoke bomb that you unlock up in Teshio Ridge, the kunai that you unlock up in Teshio Ridge, the 9-tails armor that you unlock up in Teshio Ridge, and the orange kimono armor that you unlock in Teshio
The
Ridge.
cherry blossom?
Is it the cherry? Isn't it?
It's like a crimson kimono, right?
Crimson kimono. Oh yeah, Crimson kimono.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorite armors for stealth.
We'll get into armors, but those, those when you unlock those things, I was like, dude, this changes the game for assassinations and like stealth camping it. Like, it became
Yeah, I basically
then
didn't even
also-
use stealth at the very beginning of the game until I unlocked those. Because I
And
was like,
also-
what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. But I didn't know any better. I did use stealth, but I didn't know any better. It was way harder.
Yeah.
And then if you go up that way too, that's also the way up to get. If you go through Takachi Range, it's also the way up to get the Dragonfly armor,
Yes.
which is
one
like
of my
the
favorite
best
armors.
archery armors. It's also the way to get the 2 charms, the 2 broken
Yes.
archery charms,
Craziest charms.
One of which allows you to like lock on heavy bow strikes.
Yep.
And then one of them which allows you to quick fire the light bow. Dude, I would go into a camp. I'm not drawing any sword, bro. It was
Yeah,
the
you just
complete
draw
opposite of
the-
Tsushima.
yeah,
I
you
just
just
do
draw the
stealth. Yeah, I'm just doing stealth and then like if it broke down and I couldn't do it anymore, I'm just pulling out the arrow, bro. You guys are all dying, bro.
Oh, I did the reverse. I would pull up to the camp and start with the heavy arrow first.
Clean them out.
And then I basically, like, because you can find so many arrows along the way as you kind of travel across the camp, you could just clear a whole camp with your heavy bow and arrow. Like, it was so broken. It was kind of fun, not going to lie, because then you get to just massacre people.
Oh, massacre for sure.
Yeah, but it was really annoying, like, running out of arrows, because you'd run out of arrows, like, almost instantly.
I get okay. I want to come back to this, but you reminded me of something. Isn't it so easy to get like currency and materials in this game?
Oh yeah, yeah,
dude. Every time an upgrade was available, I could purchase it.
Yes, it was basically instant. I do want to circle back a little bit more. So so you're ranking single katana, Kurosagama,
dual katana,
and then dual katana, and then is it spear?
Odachi.
Yari Adachi, okay.
Adachi.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think about secondary weapons? Like we kind of went through like all the bows, all arrows, great. How do you feel about the guns?
Okay, so I just want to backtrack. Heavy bow is what I use the most.
Yes.
The lighter bow I felt no purpose for unless I was desperate because you could pull back faster. Sometimes headshots weren't even a guarantee kill, depending on what else you respect with, right? I would just heavy bow unless I had no armor. And usually I'm using a bow on targets that don't already see me, right? Not running at me.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I use the heavy bow. I don't understand the difference between the heavy arrow and the disarm arrow. Like if the heavy arrow could kill a guy with one shot, why do I need to disarm him?
I didn't understand the disarm arrow at all. I didn't even use it. So disarm arrow, explosive arrow. I was like, the explosive arrow I only used post game trying to find like the appearance items.
No,
I was like,
I used the explosive arrow was broken.
Oh,
in any of the main missions, when those guys had guns up in Oshima Coast,
when
they had guns, bro, they were getting explosive arrow to the freaking dome, bro. Explosive arrow to the dome with the lock-on charm. All three of them lined up, boom, 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 bro. They all have gunpowder beside them. The whole place is burning up. No, dude. The disarm arrow is good for characters that were armed with helmet that they wouldn't like die from a headshot. But some of them like had the freaking parry ability, so they'd parry the arrow anyway.
Oh, I found with the heavy bow, like I don't know if maybe because it's like the harder difficulty, not lethal, like you could still kill them through their body armor.
Oh, some of those guys you could headshot them and they won't die.
Oh, with the heavy bow and lock on?
Usually you can, but there's some rare ones like those guys that chase you down with dogs. It depends on how well you hit him. It depends on if you have like the right armor too. If you have an armor that's not good with bows, that has no range ability, you won't. It'll actually affect your power. Like if you have the mother's charm added. And
yeah.
Like that.
Well, when I ran the bow and arrow, I mainly used the dragonfly, and I basically maxed out all the range capabilities. So, yeah, I found that it killed most people.
It would. But if I had to pull out my bow and arrow on another armor, it wasn't necessary headshot kill. That's that. The guns, listen, the long range rifle, what was the point? The shit
that
takes
was
way
useless.
too long to reload.
Yeah.
It took way too long to reload. I would just do it for fun. That was it. I was like, I just want to shoot someone with a gun. The explosive arrow with that charm unlocked, the charm that you get from the Ainu area.
Way better.
Bro, you murked these guys, bro. It wasn't even close.
Yeah. There is a charm that allows you to reload as you're not using it. So it does help. But again, at the end of the day, like, I'd rather just pull out my bow and arrow. It probably does the same. And you don't have that annoying, like, animation of her, like, redoing the musket or something.
Also, when you get the cluster, what do you call it?
Basically the shotgun.
The shotgun pellet. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. The pistol, I think, was cool.
Yeah, the pistol was usable.
Yeah, I was against the guns, to be honest with you, because I'm like, that's cheap, bro. We got to be the Ghost of Tsushima, right? But then the spider and the freaking dragon, they're pulling guns to shoot at you. Dude, every time one of those guys tried to pull out a gun, my rule was with the dragon and spider during those fights, I'm like, every time you try to shoot me,
you're shooting him back? Yeah.
I'm shooting you back. Yeah, just pulling out guns and stuff on you. But here's the thing: going back to like what I said earlier, with the way the game kind of speeds up at the very end, depending on the way you play it, dude, that happened to me. Like 50% of the unlocks in the game, I got in the last like 20% of my playtime. Like I got the Kusirigama, the smoke bomb, the kunai, the poison arrow, the explosive arrow, the rifle, the pistol, right? I literally got that all within like my last week of play. I didn't have any of that stuff. And then like the Crimson Kimono armor, the Nine Tails armor, the armor with the guy who deflects, the bullets. It's like, okay, I got all this cool stuff. You got a gun. I had a gun for the last 5 hours of the game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I've already 100%ed everything else in the game. I'm not going to use it anywhere else. So it was almost kind of like, I don't know. I know it's hard to like, the problem with me is if I like run through a main story, it's very hard for me to stick around for another 60 hours. After
of just collecting stuff.
Hours of just collecting stuff. It really is hard. I like to pace out the main story with the side content in the area that I'm in, exploring to make it feel fresh. But when I did that, and the way I chose to go up Ishikari Plain rather than the other way around, what did I unlock? I unlocked the Oni Flame. For the longest time, the Oni Flame and the Mitsubishi were my only quick fire weapons, right?
I did notice that as well. You basically had no quick fire until after Teshio Ridge.
After Teshio Ridge, all of a sudden I have a freaking pistol, I have kunai, I have smoke bomb. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of... And then I had like the Yari up in Ishikari Plain. And I didn't get the Odachi till later. Like, I would have loved to have the Odachi against... I mean, the Odachi... Yeah, so I don't know. It was kind of like, maybe I should have just ran through the main stuff and unlocked all the weapons. And then went around and did these camps and stuff like that. That would have been maybe funner and unlocked all these armors. Mm-hmm. But like... Half the time, the armors and shit I was unlocking was like way later in the game. Speaking of armors, I want to know your ranking. Or maybe not your ranking, but what you liked and
like
what you didn't like.
The standouts?
Both from a looks perspective, because man, does this game have drip.
Dude, Undying Armor, number 1 for best looking armor. There's no better looking armor. Undying Armor. That's the one where the perk is like it gives better mismatch.
Oh.
Or better match.
Armor. Yeah, you get from fighting that duel in Ishikari Plain.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that armor set. Like, okay, so looks and usefulness.
Okay, usefulness, number 1, Dragonfly Armor. That is the most OP armor. You pair it with certain charms. Oh. Most OP at, like, guaranteed the most OP. Stealth, the Crimson Kimono.
The Crimson Kimono.
Best stealth armor there is.
Dude, you can kill like 5 people in a row. You could assassinate 5 people in a row with that thing.
Yeah, it's because you do basically like the 2. Does it give you 2 standoff or no?
No. The Crimson
No, it depends on the charm. Yeah.
The Crimson Kimono. If you have your chain assassination up to 3.
Yes.
You get 2 more chain assassination with kunai if they're available.
Oh, yes. You
could kill 5 people, dude. I was going up to people as soon as they found me. Boom.
And then you just boom.
They're like, what's going on? I smoke bombed them. Boom. It was crazy. And then you have extended range on your Kisurigama assassinations.
Yes. And you can get them from so far away as well.
Yeah. So I had the I love the Dragonfly Armor. Same thing. That's really high up on my list for usefulness. And the Crimson Kimono for usefulness, really high up on my list. I would say like top, I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
Did you play around with the Onryo armor? I found that I upgraded it too late because of how the game allows you to upgrade
the Onryo armor by going through certain things in the game.
Yeah, only beating more Yotei 6 members.
I only started using it in the end.
Yeah, it was basically useless until that point.
Well, don't get me started, dude. The freaking that ability that you get to the larger Onryo Howl, the one where you're like really going at it. It turns into Kill Bill. What's it called? The one where it's like red.
No, it's not Onryo's Howl. Is it Onryo's Revenge?
Dude, I was so pissed off. I like unlocked that in the last like hour of the game. I was so pissed. You unlock that after you get the dragon. You kill the dragon. That's like ridiculous, dude.
No, isn't it? No. It's when you first beat the spider and you capture him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's when you first beat the spider and capture him, yeah, which was sick. That's my other complaint. Like, I'm like, okay, this was such a cool ability. I would have loved to make use of this more in different settings, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I didn't get to because I'm done the game. I have nothing else left to do. Like, I do feel like this is one of the games where I should probably ran through the story first before I did anything.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot like potentially missing if you don't like play through a bit of the story. But yeah, I was very sad to unlock that kind of on the later part. But it was fun as hell when you actually unlock it. Yeah. Especially if you have the Onryo armor decently upgraded at that point, and you add in all the like extra Onryo skills onto it as well, like it reduce a kill for you to access it and stuff like that. Oh my god!
Or it doesn't reset when you get hit.
It only drops 2 level.
Yeah. So I did start using the Onryo armor at the very end of the game, pairing it up with Onryo charms and with that ability. But in the beginning of the game, I didn't touch it because it wasn't like leveling up as fast as.
Yeah. And then I think the last one I really liked using was just the basic defense armor from the kid that scavenges stuff.
The mercenary armor?
No, that's the bounty.
Taro's armor.
Yeah, Taro's armor. I found that the bounty hunter's armor, like the way that parrying works a little bit on this game, is a little bit different than Ghost of Tsushima. I used to run the Saratobi armor, which is basically what this armor is based on. Only unlocks in the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima, so you probably didn't see this one armor before. But it basically works the same, increases the window for parry and perfect dodge. I found that, it was just harder to parry in this game. The timing was different, so it really messed with me. So I didn't use it as much as you did, because I think you used it mainly for all your duels, right?
So this was probably my third most utilized armor. Anytime I had a one-on-one duel, I put on the Bounty Master armor. And then if I had a fight with a lot of people, I put Armor of Undying on. So, so you're right. The parry window is different because it does this thing in this game where the blue glint happens at the start of the attack, but does not identify to you when the attack is actually happening.
Yeah,
so a lot of characters will begin an attack that has several motions before the strike happens, and you're supposed to parry at the strike. But the blue glint will show up several moments before that even happens.
Yeah, so indicating that you have to parry.
You'll see the blue glint, and you're freaking out. But what actually happens is that attack's not coming into like the amount of times where I see the blue glint and I like parry, and I'm like, oh, I missed this parry, but I still have enough time to dodge and perfect dodge. Yeah, but you're right. This armor plus additional charms. Most of my charms were like defense-based parry armors. There was the Father's charm. There was the charm for solving all those 5 little puzzles where they look at.
Yeah, Quincy's or something.
Something like that.
Yeah,
that was a really good parrying charm. There was a charm that improves all your parrying perfect dodges. There's a couple of them, but yeah. So I did.
I just found that the consequence for that was just too hurtful, especially with the bosses having more health than previous games in terms of the amount of damage taken. And then,
don't get me wrong, it's risky. It is.
Yeah, and then also the amount of combos that the bosses have now.
Yeah, but if you get that first perfect parry, that combo is over. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you just need to get that first one. Yeah. So the Bounty Master armor is risky. You can get smoked with it. And a lot of bosses, I could not beat them with it, and I just went the safe way and I put Armor of Undying on. Right?
Yeah. I went either Armor of Undying or the Taro's defense armor or whatever.
Yeah, Taro's armor I used a lot in the beginning of the game because that's what you just have unlocked. Right?
Yeah.
And I thought it looked cooler than the Onryo armor in the beginning, so I would just use that. And it had better defense than the Onryo armor, and I felt like I kept getting smoked in the beginning of the game on lethal.
Yeah.
And I used it a lot up in Teshio Ridge because it had weather resistance. And you would like freeze in those blizzards. But that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the way it looked, but I didn't think it was like usefulness that much. So you're missing one. You're lying to the audience here, Durwin. There is one armor that is your favorite.
Which one is that?
Fundushi.
Fundushi. Is that the naked one or like the
naked one. Let me see if there's a photo that I took yesterday.
Yeah. Were you happy that you could see her butt cheeks? I mean, it's decent. There needs to be the PC mods that come out.
Would you hit with that mask on? This mask you unlock at the very end of the game, really freaking fire, bro.
Yes, the actual Ghost of Yotei mask, right? Yeah,
the one it's called the Onryo mask. There's like
the Onryo mask. I'm actually very sad that mask was unlocked at the very end because it seemed like it was supposed to be her mask. Right, it's supposed to be like realistically in my mind that mask was the one that she wore to kill all the Yotei 6 that instilled the fear.
You're talking about the mask like this?
No, the full face with the horns.
Yeah.
Like it should she should have been wearing that.
Even the one that's like this and you unlock at the end of the game, you unlock it also like late in the game.
Yeah, like it should have been unlocked at the very beginning because it still is the one that should instill fear. Right, like this is the ghost that kills the snake and the oni, right?
Yeah. So I guess there was one other armor I would add for usefulness, which was later in the game, is Genji's guard armor for deflecting bullets. That's who we're talking about. This you didn't wear it during the
I did not wear it.
Spider. Fight.
Yeah. So in terms of my gameplay, I had to drop the difficulty to normal at the fight with the spider. Yes, the spider.
It was
I think the main reason was because the timing window for his gunshot was way too tight.
It was.
Like you would see it glint red and he'd be shooting you already.
Yeah, he's already shot you.
Yeah,
that's
so I wish I thought to use that.
You don't need to drop the difficulty. You need to change the armor to the
I need to change the armor. What am I doing?
Which is also a ridiculous armor set. You could deflect bullets.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
I mean, parrying arrows was ridiculous enough.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid. Like I equipped it. I forced equipped it for the mission that you had to. I think, right? Where you like basically are thrown up against like the group of guards that had it or that was shooting at you. And like, I only wore it for that mission. I upgraded it all the way because you could, once you got the armor based on the resources. And then I just unequipped it and I equipped one of my other builds.
Actually, speaking of resources, the only resource I had a tough time fighting was those stupid gun parts. Like there was one more upgrade I had on the pistol that I hadn't gotten until after I beat the game. Because those gun parts were just not, like, I could not find enough of them.
You know what was the hardest? Was the flowers. To unlock the appearances.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like, I wasn't collecting all the flowers as I saw them. That's why.
Was just every flower I saw. Let's go, every flower I saw. I was never short on flowers. I probably still had, like, 300, and I got all that pair.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, that's the only one that I took a little bit more time for collecting. I had to put on the Ainu armor and just like go around and collect a bunch of flowers.
Okay. Speaking of Ainu armor, what are your favorite armors looks wise, not utility wise? Because for me, these are two different things. Because the Crimson Kimono is not on that list. I don't think it's the prettiest armor. I
like the look of it.
I prefer the Ninetales armor way more.
You like the look of it, hey? Not for me.
The Ninetales armor
didn't like it.
Is an inferior stealth armor, for sure, than the Crimson Kimono. I stopped using it by the end of the game, but man, does it look way better than the Crimson Kimono. I just wanted to put that Ninetales armor on all the time.
No, I like the Crimson Kimono.
The black on the Ninetales armor. Whew.
Yeah, no, not for me. I like the look of the Crimson Kimono so much. The Ainu armor was like all right. I really like the look of the bounty
Ainu
hunter
armor? The Ainu armor was the best looking freaking armor in the game. Are
No
you
way.
talking- Yes, it
not
was,
for me.
dude.
No.
The best fit was the Ainu armor. For me, when I discovered that, I didn't want to take it off. It didn't have that much utility aside from exploration. I did not want to take that off. I loved the armor. I loved the headband that comes with the Ainu armor, or the hood that comes with it. I was wearing that headband the whole time on at least one of my armor sets later. Even when I stopped using the Ainu armor later in the game. I
really?
was wearing that headband all the time with the earrings and stuff like that. Dude, I love that armor set. I love the colors. I love the patterns. I love that whole area with the Ainu. It was like the coolest thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for me. I think the ranking wise, Undying Armor, number 1. I really liked the look of the Bounty Hunter armor. That one was like very sleek, very like ninja like.
The one we were talking about with the parries?
Yeah, with the parry.
Oh, I don't like it at all.
Oh, you didn't like it at all.
I love its utility. I did not like the way it looked at
I like the look of it. I did like a red colorway with it. So it looked really, it was really sick looking. And then I like the crimson kimono.
Yeah. No, I am completely different, dude. I am Nine Tails for sure. The Genji's armor was okay. The mercenary attire, the regular kimono with like the different colors that you could put on, like the base like one where there's like 8 or 10 different styles.
Dude, there's like 14 of them.
Maybe
the mercenary
more.
armor, I think it's called. I hate that one. I hate that
love
one.
That one.
I
stopped using it when I got to Teshio Ridge because it was just too cold to put that on.
No,
I loved that one.
My 4th is for sure the dragonfly armor. I like the look of the dragonfly on your head when it's fully upgraded.
I don't touch that helmet. No, I don't touch that helmet. I love the armor, but I don't touch the helmet. I have a different helmet.
Oh, really? I love the helmet. I think it's ridiculous looking.
I have a circular helmet that's black and gold. And my main suit is black and gold. And I have a black and gold mask. Just the chin mask over here. All my weapons are black and gold. Yeah. The only helmet that I used the full thing was the Undying. I didn't like any of the other samurai helmets. They seemed too obnoxious. Even though the Undying was the most obnoxious, it was just the coolest.
Oh, yeah. What did you think about the skins for your swords? There's just so many nice ones, I think.
There's so many. I mixed and matched them depending on the color scheme that I had.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there was a cherry blossom one that I really liked.
I like that.
The Stormblade is always a one that I love. You haven't beat him yet, but the Swordmaster, the Unrivaled whatever, when you beat him the second time, he has 2 katana skins that he gives you. One that's black and gold, and one is white and gold, like the controllers.
Oh, cool.
That was like super sleek. I love running that if I'm like really feeling in a dual katana phase. Like all the earthy ones I love too. Yeah.
I didn't use them all. I had a lot. There was and I would switch them off depending, like my primary focus was what is my armor set color gonna be? And then I pick a sword kit that matches that. Usually. Yeah. The only armor set I did not use at all in this game was the Spider Lily. The one that gave you a lot.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That one's pretty good for like a lot of enemies, but I found that I was killing like the multi enemies so easily anyways. Like why would I even need to bother?
And it was an Onryo based armor, like that was its best perk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the look of the Dragonfly armor. The Onryo armor grew on me later in the game, the more you upgrade it. And the more colors you get for it. I used it later in the game. Bounty Master armor, I didn't really care for it. Taro's armor is nice too. Undying is beautiful.
Yeah, I really didn't like the look of the Taro's defense armor or whatever.
I loved it with all the freaking big fur and stuff when you're up in Teshio Ridge, walking around the snow. Then the mercenary attire and the Nine Tails armor for sure. And the Ainu robes. Yeah. There's some good stuff out there.
Yeah. I mean, they were all, like, at the end of the day, they all looked pretty cool. Like, the Spider Lily armor does look cool. I just don't think it outshines the rest.
I couldn't find a nice color scheme for it.
I think it was supposed to be left, like, alone. I think some of them looked so stupid, like the green dyes. I was like, who is putting it on?
There wasn't even a lot of, like, green combos with swords and stuff. I feel like everything was blacks, whites.
Yeah.
Reds and blues.
Reds.
Yeah,
Some purples too.
there were. What was the word I was trying to find? Here. Did you? Yeah, masks and helmets. There were so many options.
There's so many
good masks
options.
and helmets. Yeah, I can't even go through them all. Like the amount of, I would rotate so often. I never stuck with one thing. I was always like mixing and matching.
There was that one mask that basically doubled the damage that you put out and doubled the damage that you took. Did you put that on at all?
That was the only one that had. I put it on during the mission for that story.
Oh yeah,
I thought it would do something, but they never even.
it didn't do anything. Yeah, it was really weird. That mission was like, okay, I thought there was gonna be more.
Yeah,
Like an actual curse or something like that. But then you just find a bunch of guys that are just like in this hole, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. Should we get into some of the other gameplay?
I mean, I don't know what. I don't know what we haven't talked about in the main base game, but like I've already. I don't want to reiterate because we already talked about it in the main podcast. But I love the exploration. I love the location areas, how they put them in the map they choose to. It did feel like Yotei Grasslands and Takachi Range were more wider open areas. I felt like stuff was more clustered in Ishikari Plain and Teshio Ridge. Like you were bombarded with like events. I like that, but I liked the exploration. I liked how you got hints and clues from people, and you found things. You bought maps from cartographers. You spotted things with your spot. I like the whole like
you
Red
talked
Dead
to
Redemption
people a little bit
vibe
more
to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
So I don't know
So-
if I really need to reiterate the exploration
So-
and stuff like that.
In general, I would say my experience with Ghost of Yotei, the whole gameplay part of it, like from the actual melee combat to like finding stuff on the map and stuff like that, huge improvement from Ghost of Tsushima. Like having the exclamation or the question marks just was like a little bit boring.
Yeah, I think Ghost of Tsushima was very much like a classic Assassin's Creed, like an Origins or an Odyssey, and I think Ghost of Yotei still had that a little bit in it. Like at the end of the day, after you collected all the maps from the cartographer and done all your spotting, the icons on your map do become that, but I felt like it was a little bit more interesting way to find those things. You know, getting clues and hints and information from people and getting these mini maps where you have to figure out where to put them and spotting stuff. I like that a lot more. Yeah, it did feel a little bit.
Do you prefer the stances over the different melee weapons?
I think
Or do you think it makes sense?
I think at first I was... I think they don't both make sense, to be honest with you. Because some of those stances are BS. Besides the main one in Ghost of Tsushima. Like that main stance with hand over sword like this. This is like... Now I'm just going to be a nerd, but... That's like an actual proper katana stance. But like who's doing like moon stance, he's doing some weird shit like this or doing this. That all just became BS. Like there wasn't... That you weren't going to get some type of advantage against a spear or against whatever for switching that up. So that's why switching weapons makes sense. I don't know how good you're going to be at switching weapons on the fly in real life. Like that. Pulling out an Adachi, putting it away, then pulling out a Yari. But it was funner. It was more... Those weapons did more different things than just the stances. So yeah, I preferred the weapons. I came to, they grew on me. And man, I love the combat in this game. I already talked about it on, the non-spoiler reviews we've had over the last few weeks. I love the combat. The combat is great. This is one of the best games combat-wise. There's nothing to complain about there.
I didn't like the boss battles as much as the original Ghost of Tsushima. I found that they kind of copped out. They went with the HP sponge and more damage. Yeah. So
to make the fight last longer, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like there was a lot more boss battles. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Ghost of Yotei in terms of duels. And I feel like some of those people were a little bit more forgettable.
Yeah, there was a lot of forgettable duels compared to Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah.
Versus like every single duel that you have in Ghost of Tsushima like really meant something.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I wish they could create like a boss rush mode or like an ability to access all the duels that you have in Ghost of Yotei as like a DLC or something. You could just go and pick the specific people you dueled and refight them again. with like different things. I feel like that would be fun, or in a boss rush mode or whatever. But yeah, I agree. The duels, a lot of them were forgettable. There'll be a random Ronin that will duel you for some BS.
Yeah.
And a lot of the contracts, the bounties, some of them could be duels if you want them to be, and some of them you could kill them before it ever turns into a duel.
Yeah, you can literally just shoot your heavy bow at them and they die.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else. Like, I love the bounties too. Okay, there's two things in this game where I'm like, oh my god, this is hilarious. There's a complete disconnect with stealing in this game. Stealing just doesn't exist. You literally like walk into people's houses. There'll be people sitting down and you like help them out. You give them $200, and then I proceed to loot their entire house. And nobody ever says anything. I'm going through all these chests in these buildings, taking all the resources. Like, stealing doesn't exist. They never address the moral, situation there. You literally help clear a camp, and then you go into these poor villagers' houses and you loot them, you empty them dry. It's just hilarious, bro. Hilarious how they don't address that. The other thing they don't address is how it's like, you're literally a person on a mission to get these people, right? The Yotei 6. But then you just are always like doing bounties. You stop at these bounty boards and there's people on this bounty list that the Matsume clan have put on. There's people that the Saitos, the Yotei 6 have put bounties up for. And then there's a bounty for you.
And nobody realizes.
And nobody. Well, in the end, they realize that you. In the end, the bounty master and then the little kid. What's his name?
Taro.
Taro. Yeah. They're like, hey, by the way, we knew you were the Onryo the whole time.
It's like, oh no, really?
No, really? The bounty master's like, yeah, I kind of put two and two together since I was putting your bounty up there and you were ripping it off every time and you never brought back the Onryo's bounty. Did you do the final bounty with that bastard?
Yeah. He basically set it up so you could see if who he could trust, and I was like,
that shit was hilarious, bro. That guy literally was like, I just want to see who I could trust. This guy's so paranoid, bro.
That was so stupid. And then there was one where like what is it, Chuta the Iron? I don't know if you beat him already, but like you basically first run into him, you kick his butt, and then he's like, okay, whatever, I'll go away, and then he comes back. You fight him again, and you're like, what is this? So the Chuta the Iron, that was stupid.
The Mad Goro, remember when you see Mad Goro?
Mad
Goro was the best part.
Mad Goro's great. I love Mad Goro. I have nothing bad to say about him. He's Mad hilarious.
He's pretty cool, people's teeth out.
Yeah, and then not very well.
And then there was the bounty for the one guy who's pretending he's a samurai lord after he like in Ishikari plane.
Yeah, where you help him steal.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy who literally just uses a bear to
kill people.
Yeah.
And there was the guy with attack dogs, who I firebombed all his attack dogs and him. And
those poor dogs.
Yeah. Oh, dude. There were so many. There was the one lady who was out on a revenge plot because somebody killed her son, and you do her, and she has a blue mask. I wore that blue mask for a long portion of this game.
Oh, did you?
I love that blue mask. Yeah.
Yeah, she wouldn't listen to you too, because you're like trying to reason with her, and you're like, no. I'm like, I'm not the one that killed your son. Blah blah blah. And she's like, no, I kill you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was silly. Yeah, there was just weird, silly stuff.
Tails too, man. I love the tails. The Crimson Kimono tail was really good.
Yeah, that one was really good. The Spider Lily one was really good too. That was really creepy.
One was really good. Even though I didn't use that armor, that Spider Lily tail was great.
Yeah,
you play in Japanese, right? So I love when the guy goes to tell this tale and he goes, "Hokomo chane tokado." Pokemon.
yeah, and it's literally like some like kid almost. He's not a grown man, right? He's like a very short,
he was like, he didn't really seem to have the deepest voice, and then he starts telling the story, and he's like, Hodobo Hache Mano.
Yeah, those are good. And then
I love the Ainu
the
one.
last notable one was like the guy in the black or whatever that you fight out in like the bamboo forest, and you find out that
Kenobi.
like
Black
that
Kenobi or something.
it's basically not one person, and it's just a title that gets passed
He
along.
gets passed along. Yeah. Oh man, there were so many good, memorable moments. So many good bounties over there. I love picking up a bounty, and then they had the art style for the bounty. Every bounty, like you look at these people, and I'm like, yo, dude, this guy looks cooked, bro. Do I really want to go after him? And I'm like,
Some of them were real bad though. Some of them were just some guy's like face, like a black like head.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is clearly a bounty that's not.
But it was just hilarious how it's like Saito clan's putting up bounties, Matsume's putting up bounties. Sometimes they're putting bounties up against each other. Then sometimes they're putting bounties against random. Sometimes random people are putting bounties against people. There's no law and order to decide if you could do this, right? Like anyone could put a bounty on anyone and then just pay up, right? And then you just go. And then there's a bounty against you, but you're still going and doing these bounties. And sometimes she like makes like... sometimes Atsu does like a moral judgment of things where she'll like be like, oh yeah, you don't deserve to be killed, but I still want that money. Go fake your death.
That happens multiple times. There's like that one. Yeah, there's that one woman that's hiding in the attic or whatever, and you let her go. And
there was the one with his 3 brothers are dead, and he's the
that's a callback to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a little teaser for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
there was. Did you notice on the shrines? If you climb the shrines, there's callbacks to different sucker punch games.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
In every shrine you go to, there'll be like an off-beaten path where there'll be a mural.
Oh, I did see some of the murals.
You cannot not notice them because they're really colorful, very artistic, like very different, out of the ordinary murals, and they're like callbacks to like
previous Sucker Punch games.
Infamous and stuff like that. There was like also an attire for the mercenary attire that was like a Sly Cooper.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Cooper colors, blue and yellow. Yeah.
I did not equip the mercenary armor minus when I had to for that mission.
I switched so much colors on that.
Yeah. What did you think about the mini game?
Bro, I lost $6,000 one time playing Kenji. What's it called?
I knew it. Zenji something.
That game. It does have a disadvantage in the first person who goes has the advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, so they line it up for you. But there were some of those guys, if you didn't beat him on your first turn, he was going to beat you. Like some of those computers.
Yeah, some of them were really hard. For those that don't know, there is an accessibility feature that you can turn on, and it basically makes you win the game, no matter what, more or less.
BS, though.
Yeah, that was kind of BS.
I was looking at that game. I guess in the Big Deluxe Edition, they have a pouch with that game, with the coins.
Oh, yes.
Buy. But when it came out first, I'm like, what the hell is this? What's the point of that? In hindsight, I might have got that just to go play freaking ding.
Yeah.
It was a really fun game. I really liked it. Very simple.
Then you can lose $6,000 in real life.
Bro. I was really short on money near the end of the game, which was the first time I was short. Because I was buying so much upgrades because they were all unlocking near the end of the game. And I was like short on my last upgrade for the rifle, like 2,500. And at this point, I'm like out of bounties, out of anything to do, right? Like, well, maybe if I didn't spend
money does kind of dry up.
If I didn't spend $6,000 going after that charm. Dude, the matches was like the ante was like $1,000 to ante. And I'd go do a bounty and it's $700. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
Yeah, the gambling is worth more hard work than the...
Yeah, if you were good, you could win some good money in that game.
Yeah, or you turn on the cheat and,
Durwin, let's wrap it up. Let's tie it up. What is your final score for Ghost of Yotei? How do you feel about it all?
I was going to ask a few more follow-up questions, but also relating to the very end. Why don't we do the rating first, and then I've got some more questions. Some big hitters.
You could ask the follow-up question.
No. Let's do the review first.
How do you feel after all of this said and done?
Honestly, I think this is probably an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Okay.
The
That's good.
story
That's good.
was good enough. I enjoyed it, and like the gameplay was solid enough. So I think I'm leaning more towards like a 9. And like we'll get to it, but I have some pretty big thoughts about this game.
Yeah. Okay. This is a 9 for me for sure. Again, the story could have used a little bit work. The character development for some of the side characters and the main character could have used a little bit of work. I didn't expect it to be that much better, but leading up to this game, I actually wasn't that hopeful with the whole what they were saying the game was. I was like, I don't know, is this really gonna be like leading up to Yotei? I wasn't as excited as Tsushima for sure. Tsushima, I was way more excited, but I'm pleasantly surprised that they hit the mark. Aside from that, I like everything else I loved about this game: exploration, combat, weapons, customizations, armor sets, duels, like the stealth, the ranged combat, the close quarter combat, the boss fights, the areas, the locations, the vistas. Everything is beautiful. I loved exploring every freaking minute of this world. I did not get bored. I was really thinking that because of its close release to Battlefield 6, that Battlefield 6 was going to pull me away from this game and I wasn't going to be able to play it until Battlefield 6 let go of me. It was not the case. It was the other way around. I just wanted to play Yotei. I've literally I haven't touched Battlefield in like 2 weeks now, just trying to like finish up Yotei. So
And the humor is great in this. Like as serious as of a game this is, the humor is so funny. Like you like peeking on like the Lord that was in that
that Red Crane Inn.
Yeah, in the Red Crane Inn. Like the guy. Did you run into the guy who kept on putting in the smoke bombs?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, like that guy, like the stupid guy that challenges to a fight when he's a nobody. You know, it's just the small things,
gets
right?
Killed later, dude.
Yeah, he does. It's a little bit dark. Yeah,
killed.
yeah. I was curious on where he would lead. I thought he would, be a little bit better, but he just gets killed.
Yeah, he just gets random killed by random Matsume. I was kind of sad.
Yeah,
I was hoping there'd be a better ending.
All right, big hitter question.
Sure.
Is this your game of the year?
No. I mean, I'm not going to spoil that. No, it's not my game of the year. No.
It is not your...
No,
I think...
I would have rather not answered this question and left it for our game of the year predictions and nominations. But you asked, so no, it's not.
No, I do have to say that I was thinking about this for a very long time. And although I think it's not going to win game of the year, I think it is my personal game of the year.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
I platinumed this game. I have more hours in this game than Clare Obscure.
I think the platinum for Ghost of Yotei was much easier than the platinum for Clare Obscure number.
I mean, yeah, but still, like, I put in the hours and I enjoyed this. Like, minus Clare Obscure having the way better story, I thought this gameplay and this exploration was way more fun. Like Clare Obscure, yeah, there was a lot to explore, but I feel like the way in how you did it was not as fun, was not enjoyable.
Yeah, there's plus and minuses for things in every game.
Yeah,
but
so I think they're very.
No, dude, Clare Obscure.
No.
Listen, these recency bias.
No. I think
go back and
because
think about Clare Obscure. It's not even close, bro. Clare Obscure is GOTY of 2025, and it might be GOTY of the decade.
No, I don't get me wrong. I think it's totally gonna win Game of the Year, but I think for my personal enjoyment and my personal opinion, I would potentially put this and most likely put this as Game of the Year. I think I just enjoyed it so much more. I have more hours in it. I like all the costumes. I can't say the same for Clare Obscure. Like the costumes were good, but the costumes in Ghost of Yotei is better. What else can I say? Yeah, just the whole exploration is way more fun. Like, I feel like the gameplay styles, like Clare Obscure was more like, you memorize some of their combos, you do the same thing. There's like more variety in play style as well, right?
I mean, the thing is, they're very different games, so we're comparing apples to oranges. But if I compare the sum of the parts with the sum of the parts, For me, I mean, it's Clare Obscure, like without a shadow of doubt. That's the most like brilliant game I've played in a long time, for sure. Like some of the parts, don't get me wrong. Do you think like yeah, walking around in Yotei is way more interesting than going through those levels in Clare Obscure, right? They're very linear, somewhat levels. You know, there's like a meandering path. So if I compartmentalize it like that, yeah, I agree. There's definitely a lot of things in Yotei that are much more interesting than Clare Obscure. But at the end of the day, the sum of the parts together, for me, it's Clare Obscure. I mean, I had this question going into this game. Ghost of Tsushima was my game of the year 2020, for sure. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. And I might like this game more than Ghost of Tsushima now at this point. Like, maybe not so much the story-wise, but
the game,
else,
everything else.
Everything else, it is a very good incremental improvement, right? I don't think Ghost of Tsushima I'm going to like as much as Clare Obscure. I think I'm going to think about Clare Obscure for a long, long time. That is just a special game. The fact that you could bring a genre which I don't even care about, I wouldn't even touch with a 10-meter stick, which is a turn-based combat RPG, and make it my like favorite game of the year against the game, an action-adventure, Sony first-party narrative game, open world like Ghost of Yotei. I mean, like that means it's already disadvantaged. If Sandrock Studios made Ghost of Yotei, I might like their version of Ghost of Yotei more than Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like in a personal enjoyment level, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
you're
see
not
myself
crying when you're sobbing in Clare Obscure. I get it.
Yeah. No, but like I fully agree. The story in Clare Obscure is unbeatable, but there are other parts to it that I wish was better, and that is there for Ghost of Yotei.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, listen, customization in Ghost of Yotei is superior, but customization is not important as a factor for me in a game as story is, or as gameplay is, or as, you know what I mean? And the gameplays are both fun. I cannot compare the two. They're completely different gameplays. But I did enjoy both of them very good.
Yeah.
The story, the music, all that kind of stuff in Clare Obscure.
Okay, the music in Ghost of Yotei is also spectacular,
really special.
though.
It is. But that's the thing. The story in Clare Obscure is so freaking good that if everything about Clare Obscure was bad, it would still be such a good game. But everything about Clare Obscure is not bad. It has one of the best freaking gameplays I've ever seen. One of the craziest soundtracks. The characters. Tell me there's a single character in Ghost of Yotei that's as interesting as a single character in Clare Obscure. There's not one. There's not one character in all of Ghost of Yotei that's as interesting as any character in Ghost of as in Clare Obscure. So like the sum of the parts for me, it's not a question. Like this is not like last year when I was trying to debate, hey, did I like Astrobot more than, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or did I like, Elden Ring, whatever it was, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Like, I like this about this compartmentalized. It's not even a question. Like, I mean, it's not even close. Clare Obscure, like, spoiling the game of the year now, Clare Obscure is my game of the year. There's nothing else. I mean, I got some games to catch up now. I don't think there's anything else that's going to beat it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this may have dethroned it. I'm like almost certain, because I just the amount of hours is insane, and like I enjoyed every single hour of it. I can't say the same that I've gone back to Clare Obscure and beat all the hidden bosses and stuff like that, right?
I'm curious. You're giving this game an 8.5, a 9 out of 10. So what are you giving Clare Obscure?
That's true. I guess more so a 9. And like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. I think when we
Obscure
first
is a 10 for me, no question. Clare Obscure is a 10 as far as 10s come. One of the greatest games, I think, of the last decade, and I think we're going to be talking about it for a long, long time. Anyway, I think, we'll see. End of the year, we'll talk about.
I don't know. Again, like I honestly do not expect Ghost of Yotei to win like game of the year.
It's not.
And like most likely it isn't. But I'm just saying, like, it is very, very up there for me. There's nothing this year that has come out. I mean, obviously, other than Clare Obscure, that I've that I've loved like this.
But here's the thing. I don't think there's, if you think about everybody who's reviewing games at the Game Awards, or if you've read any reviews of Ghost of Yoteis, I could see why a lot of people would not like this game. You know? I could see a lot of people, if a lot of people just rush through the story and play through the story, I could see why a lot of people don't like this game. Because it's not
That's
that
fair.
crazy of a story. You know what I mean? Everything else is saving, you know, this game's ass for me, really. But if it just came down to the story, if this was just a linear game, and you just went through the story, it'd be like, what? Whatever. Whereas if I played a linear version of Clare Obscure and I didn't do any other exploration and I just played the story,
That's true.
it's not even close. Like, Yotei maybe drops, if it's just the story, Yotei maybe drops to a 7 for me. Maybe an 8. Clare Obscure, if it's just the story and you play the game linear, it's still a 10.
Thoughts
So
to think about for sure.
Everybody who's reviewing these games and playing them, they're not playing like me and you doing every
That's
single
true.
tab.
They're not doing
You know,
like 70
getting
hours,
all the
60 hours.
armor. Yeah. You know, they're not getting every single armor set. They're not mixing and matching. They're not discovering all the charms and doing all the side quests and doing all the, what do you call it, duels and all that kind of stuff like that. And exploring the whole world, every nook and cranny. They run through the main story. And unfortunately, if you just run through the main story, there's a lot of weak spots there, right? And then
Yeah,
you might
that's
even
true.
miss important things if you just run through the maze. Like a friend of mine went up to Teshio Ridge, and he just didn't even have the Odachi. Like he skipped over where the Odachi is. He just ran up to through the story to Teshio Ridge, which is fun. Like the Odachi is not the greatest weapon in the game, but it's still, it's like you're like
Yeah, it's
actually
one of the
missing out
core
on it.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something to think about. Like, at the end of the day, like I know for sure that it's not going to win, but I think it's just like a personal like favorite of mine for this year.
Oh, it's going to be on my list for sure. There's no doubt. But the big question was not if it's going to be second, third, fourth, fifth. It was going to be first after the game that was Clare Obscure, right? I mean, I have a long backlog from this year, but if I had unlimited time to play every single game that came out this year, especially the ones that I think might dethrone Clare Obscure, I don't actually think any of them will. Like, I don't think if I actually had time to play Hollow Knight, Silksong, get through it, it's not beating Clare Obscure for me, nor is Hades 2. Nor if I go back and finish Silent Hill F now, I don't think that's going to beat it for me.
No.
Bonanza, if I had a second chance at Bonanza, it's not. I don't think Death Stranding 2 is.
Yeah, I think it's really funny that people are putting Bonanza as potential game of the year. I think it's actually
I think Bonanza got some major overhype on its release, and now
because of
people are stepping
the
back.
because of the Switch 2 announcement.
People were saying it was better than Odyssey. People were legit saying it was better than Odyssey, and they're like, "This is so great! It's better than Odyssey. They topped it." Nobody says that now anymore. Like ever since the dust settled. Yeah.
Yep.
Nobody's
Same with
saying
Blueprints.
Bonanza.
I haven't heard anybody talk about Blueprints anymore.
Yeah, Blue Princess, the dust has settled too. Like, it's Clare Obscure, bro. Nobody, you know, when Death Stranding 2, do you remember Death Stranding 2 came out this year? When that came out,
Yeah.
everybody was talking about it was potential. I mean, Split Fiction 2, everybody was talking about that being a potential Game of the Year winner. I don't think anybody talks about Split Fiction anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Metal
like,
Gear. No, I guess nobody really said
Nobody
that
ever really
about Metal
talked
Gear.
about that anyway.
Yeah.
It was just a remake. Even Hollow Knight, I don't hear anyone talking about Hollow Knight anymore.
Yeah. I think it was.
Hades 2, same thing. Hades 2, I don't know. I think it's the early
I
access
love-
that kills that.
Yeah. I
the
mean,
early
I still
access
love
is-
Hades 2. It's what I'm going to be playing for sure as like my secondary game until I beat both sides and unlock as much as I can.
Yeah, but it's just like a lot of people have already played it in the early access, so it's not anything new. You're not experiencing anything new.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I don't think enough people played it.
No. I don't think it
I
even
mean-
gets a nomination.
I think what else is coming out this year? That's it. That's done. There's nothing else really that's, I think, going to be Game of the Year caliber.
Metroid Prime.
No, it's after
kidding.
the cutoff date. It's after the cutoff date.
yeah.
Anyway. The cutoff date is like in a week here.
Yeah. We got to think about, sidetrack. We got to think about nominations. I think that's our next special episode, right?
I think so.
In a few
We
weeks.
got to do a nominations episode, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was it. I love chatting with you.
Yeah, I think we got it all out of our system.
I've been waiting to talk to you about this game, but I'm like, it would be better to like talk about it as like podcast material rather than just
Yeah.
talk about it on the side. But I'm trying to go get that platinum, man. The faster I could get off here, the faster I could go on and get that platinum.
All right, go smash your head against the wall against that guy.
I was getting pretty close last night. I think I'm okay. Actually, to be honest with you, I found him easier than some other guys because he attacks so fast. I don't have to worry about like a delayed press. So I'm just pressing parry as soon as I see it.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I see it, I'm pressing parry and it's working. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you enjoyed this special episode from us here at the Slow Run Cast. If you liked what you listened to, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. You can get us at YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, at the Slow Run Cast. And we'll see you guys next week with more games news. And maybe we'll talk Game Awards nomination sometime here soon, make some predictions, because I think that nomination list is going to close up here in about a couple of weeks. And then the event will happen beginning of December. So stay tuned for that, guys. And then maybe in the end of the year, beginning next year, we'll do our own little Game of the Year episode. We hope you guys enjoyed, and take care till next week.